Rejection feels like a sudden, sharp crack in the rhythm of life, a moment when the world seems to whisper that you aren't enough. Yet, what if it isn't random at all? What if these moments are quiet tests, carefully placed to measure your resilience, your patience, and your understanding of yourself? Life doesn't hand out rejections as punishments, it hands them out as mirrors. Each no reflects a hidden lesson, a deeper truth about your character, and your readiness for the doors that truly matter. When you start to see rejection this way, the sting softens. You begin to notice that it nudges you toward growth, urging you to observe your reactions, refine your choices, and recognize what you value most. In these quiet tests, the universe is less a critic and more a guide, silently asking, "Do you understand who you are enough to persist?" Napoleon Hill, in his explorations of success and adversity, offers a perspective that reshapes rejection entirely. He reminds us that every setback carries a seed of opportunity, a hidden advantage for those willing to look beyond disappointment. Hill observed that the most successful individuals didn't avoid rejection, they embraced it. They learned to see each refusal as a signal, a subtle hint pointing toward paths they had overlooked. This perspective transforms rejection from a wall into a doorway. Instead of retreating in shame or frustration, you pause, consider the lessons embedded in the experience, and continue forward with a sharper sense of direction. Success, Hill implies, is less about avoiding pain and more about learning to read it, to understand it, and to allow it to refine your purpose. The emotional sting of rejection is undeniable. It bites, leaving a hollow ache that can ripple through every thought and feeling. We crave acceptance, recognition, and belonging, so when these are withheld, our minds interpret it as a personal failure. That ache, however, is not a flaw. It is proof that you care, that you are engaged with life and relationships deeply enough for the absence of approval to matter. It's a reminder that you are human, that your desires and ambitions are valid, and that you are alive in the arena of experiences that shape meaning. Feeling it fully, without judgment, allows you to move forward with more clarity, not less. Rejection is not synonymous with failure. This distinction is subtle, yet profound. A failed attempt at one goal does not label you as incapable. It signals only that this particular path did not align with the right timing, the right circumstances, or even the right version of yourself. Failure is temporary, it is situational. Rejection is often a filter, separating what is ready for you from what is not. By internalizing this difference, you can release the fear that every no diminishes your worth. Instead, you see each experience as a test of patience, a gentle reshaping of your journey that brings you closer to what actually belongs in your life. Life surrounds us with invisible tests. Every small challenge, every unexpected detour, is a subtle call to stretch your patience and insight. Rejection is one among many. Others may appear as delays, misunderstandings, or moments of doubt. Taken together, they create a rhythm, a hidden curriculum designed to nurture depth of character. When you begin to notice this pattern, you see life less as chaotic or hostile and more as a finely tuned environment for personal growth. Each test, each rejection, is part of a conversation that asks, do you recognize your own strength? Even in the quietest lives, rejection writes stories. Imagine a young writer sending their manuscript into the world, only to hear back with polite refusals. At first, the disappointment feels crushing, personal. Yet, the experience becomes a turning point, sharpening skills, teaching persistence, and fostering humility. These moments, though painful, humanize the journey. They create empathy, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the triumphs that follow. The story of rejection is, paradoxically, a story of becoming. Rejection reveals strengths that might have otherwise remained hidden. It uncovers resourcefulness, patience, and emotional endurance. When you are forced to regroup and try again, you discover an inner capacity for growth you didn't know existed. What initially seems like loss often transforms into preparation. The emotional labor of rejection trains the mind to navigate uncertainty, the heart to tolerate discomfort, and the spirit to trust its own trajectory. In retrospect, the no that once hurt becomes the very thing that enabled you to reach farther than you could have imagined. Psychologically, Our brains respond intensely to rejection because we evolved in social groups where acceptance meant survival. Feeling rejected triggers real, measurable stress, releasing chemicals that heighten awareness and focus. Yet, this wiring has a purpose beyond pain. It's a test of adaptability. It forces introspection, reflection, and recalibration. Our reactions to rejection reveal how resilient we are, how quickly we can pivot, and how well we understand our own values. Each emotional response is data, guiding us to navigate life with a subtler, wiser approach. There is a hidden curiosity within rejection, a secret it quietly offers. Each refusal, each turned-away opportunity, holds a door to something unexpected. It asks the patient observer to look closer, to imagine possibilities beyond the obvious, and to consider opportunities that were invisible until that moment of denial. Rejection is rarely the end. It is a prompt, an invitation to explore paths not yet visible. Those who heed this quiet call find themselves in spaces that align more deeply with their true purpose, often in ways they could never have predicted. Pause and breathe. Reflect on the rejections you have faced, the moments you thought were endings. Notice how they shaped you, refined your perceptions, and revealed strengths. Let the quiet understanding settle. Rejection is not a curse, not a judgment on your worth. It is a subtle, patient teacher, guiding you through the terrain of growth with a gentle hand. In this calm space of reflection, you realize that each setback carries a secret gift, a preparation for the doors that truly belong to you, waiting just beyond the next turn. Rejection is rarely a stop sign. More often, it is a signal, a subtle nudge guiding you toward a different path. The moment someone says no or an opportunity slips through your fingers, it is easy to feel halted, like the world has slammed a door in your face. Yet if you pause and look closely, you can see a hint of direction hidden within that refusal. It points to what is not meant for you, what would have drained your energy or distracted you from the growth that is actually waiting. By treating rejection as a sign rather than a stop, you shift from being reactive to being curious, attentive to the map life quietly draws in your experiences. In this way, every closed door becomes a guidepost for where to turn next. Resilience is not an abstract quality reserved for the lucky or the strong. It is a skill you can cultivate. Each rejection, each setback, is a chance to exercise this muscle. Begin by observing your reactions without judgment. Notice the discomfort and allow it to exist without letting it dictate your next move. Over time, repeated encounters with minor setbacks strengthen the mind, teaching it to withstand uncertainty. Resilience does not remove difficulty. It prepares you to navigate it with composure. Those who practice this quietly often find that what once felt unbearable becomes small, manageable challenges. Understanding your emotions transforms rejection from a source of pain into a source of insight. Emotional intelligence allows you to see why certain refusals hurt more than others and which patterns repeat in your life. Instead of reacting impulsively, you pause to examine what the feeling tells you. Perhaps it signals a hidden desire or a lesson about boundaries. By observing your emotions, you gain clarity about your motivations and intentions. The discomfort of rejection becomes a tool, a mirror reflecting areas for growth and self-awareness. Patience is a quiet ally often overlooked. The things that truly matter are rarely immediate. They require time and persistence. A refusal today may be the preparation for a success tomorrow. The mind that understands delayed gratification recognizes that short-term setbacks are not defeats. Waiting, reflecting, and refining your approach allows you to act with intention rather than frustration. This slow, steady approach converts rejection from a roadblock into a rhythm of preparation. Hurt can be transformed into curiosity. When disappointment arises, the natural impulse is to withdraw or blame. Yet there is another way, to ask questions, to explore why this happened, and what possibilities lie beyond the immediate loss. Pain, reframed as a signal rather than a sentence, ignites motivation to understand yourself and your circumstances. Curiosity turns the sting of rejection into a path of inquiry, revealing hidden opportunities and lessons. Those who cultivate this mindset often discover that the energy once spent on frustration fuels insight, creativity, and exploration of avenues previously unseen. Adopting a rare mindset means seeing the world differently from most. While many react to rejection with discouragement, you begin to perceive patterns, anticipate challenges, and extract meaning where others see only loss. It is a mindset that values depth over convenience, reflection over impulsivity, and insight over approval. Feeling part of this thoughtful minority reinforces your sense of self-worth and purpose, allowing you to navigate life's tests with quiet confidence. History provides countless examples of individuals who transformed rejection into achievement. Inventors, writers, and leaders faced repeated refusals, yet their persistence refined skill, strategy, and creativity. Each refusal forced adjustment and preparation, proving that rejection, when approached with reflection, patience, and awareness, is not an endpoint but a refining fire, shaping wisdom and impact that would not exist otherwise. Daily self-talk reinforces this approach. Consciously reframing thoughts, reminding yourself that a no is temporary, that your worth is intrinsic, and that opportunity still exists, creates a mental environment that supports growth. Affirmations, reflective journaling, or quiet contemplation help the mind absorb lessons without collapsing under self-doubt. As you reflect on these ideas, notice the subtle framework forming beneath the surface of everyday experiences. Rejection, patience, curiosity, and resilience are interconnected, shaping a mindset capable of navigating life's hidden tests. What seemed like setbacks may, in truth, be invitations to mastery waiting to be recognized. Rejection is not random. It is a form of cosmic feedback, a subtle message woven into the fabric of life. When doors close and opportunities are withheld, it is rarely punishment. It is a quiet note from the universe, nudging you toward paths more suited to your growth. These moments are not meant to break you but to refine your perception, teaching patience, awareness, and resilience. Each refusal, each no, is part of a grand, hidden curriculum designed to shape character over time. The universe operates on a rhythm far beyond immediate understanding, placing obstacles, detours, and delays in ways that align with lessons you need before reaching what is truly yours. Recognizing this perspective transforms rejection from a source of despair into a guidepost, inspiring awe at the subtle intelligence underlying life's challenges and opening curiosity for what lies ahead. The test of patience is constant and often invisible. Life does not simply present the right opportunities immediately, it withholds them to see how you respond to delay, disappointment, and uncertainty. Repeated rejections are not coincidences, they are exercises in endurance, asking whether you can maintain focus and intention despite discomfort. Patience teaches quiet confidence, the understanding that timing matters more than speed, and that persistence without desperation signals readiness for greater responsibility. Those who master patience find that doors once imagined as closed gradually swing open, often revealing rewards far greater than the original desire. In this way, the universe asks, are you prepared to wait, learn, and persist before being entrusted with what truly belongs to you? Personal growth often emerges from the ashes of rejection. Each setback, each experience of being turned away, leaves traces of learning, reflection, and insight. These moments develop self-awareness, empathy, and problem-solving abilities that success alone cannot cultivate. While external achievements may be delayed, internal growth continues steadily. The subtle shifts in attitude, resilience, and understanding accumulate, creating a foundation that allows you to seize future opportunities with clarity and skill. The universe is less concerned with your immediate success than with the person you become while waiting, teaching that character matters far more than accolades. Timing is one of life's most mysterious lessons. Opportunities do not appear according to desire alone. They are released when readiness aligns with circumstance. The no you receive today may be protection, a way to ensure that when the door finally opens, you are capable of handling what comes through. Accepting this prevents frustration from dictating choices, allowing you to see delays as part of preparation rather than rejection as final judgment. Life's timing is a quiet, intelligent teacher, reminding you that patience, reflection, and alignment often outweigh speed and persistence alone. Hidden opportunities often arrive disguised as setbacks. Rejection may steer you toward a path you would never have considered otherwise. What initially seems like a loss can become a doorway to new experiences, skills, or relationships. The universe's guidance is subtle, requiring awareness and openness to notice. By maintaining curiosity and attentiveness, you begin to recognize patterns that others overlook, understanding that each obstacle may conceal potential for transformation. These hidden gifts are often the most valuable, emerging only to those willing to embrace uncertainty and explore beyond immediate disappointment. Accepting the unknown is an essential part of this curriculum. Life rarely hands clear instructions or guarantees. Rejection reminds you that outcomes are unpredictable and that control is limited. By growing comfortable with uncertainty, you strengthen resilience and flexibility, learning to navigate ambiguity without panic or resentment. This acceptance transforms fear into observation, hesitation into reflection, and frustration into patient inquiry. The universe encourages this mindset, rewarding those who can remain centered and curious even when the next step is invisible. Subtle signs often accompany rejection, hints that guidance is present even when outcomes are unclear. A conversation that ends abruptly, a door that closes silently, a misalignment of timing, all carry quiet messages. Observing these nuances without judgment allows insight to emerge. The universe rarely shouts, it whispers. Those attuned to these signals discover patterns, learning that life's tests are deliberate and that apparent obstacles are markers for growth rather than punishments. Recognizing these cues fosters confidence and clarity, preparing the mind to act when the right opportunity appears. Reflection is a powerful tool in decoding these lessons. By examining past rejections and setbacks, you uncover patterns of growth, recurring lessons, and hidden strengths. Quiet contemplation allows you to see what was once confusing as intentional and what felt painful as preparatory. The act of reflecting transforms raw experience into wisdom, connecting emotional responses to insight and guiding future choices. In this way, life's hidden curriculum is revealed not through avoidance of hardship but through thoughtful engagement with it. A simple story illustrates this principle. A young artist submits work repeatedly to galleries, only to face refusal after refusal. Each rejection prompts revision, introspection, and refinement. Eventually, one exhibition accepts the work, and it resonates far beyond what initial attempts could have achieved. The earlier no's were not failures, they were invisible lessons, shaping skill, patience, and understanding, paving the way for breakthrough. As you notice these patterns, a larger truth emerges. Mastering rejection is not the endpoint, it is the gateway. Every refusal, delay, and challenge quietly prepares you for meaningful success, cultivating the mindset, patience, and insight required for lasting achievement. Ahead lies a system of tests and opportunities, subtle yet deliberate, waiting to reveal their lessons to those who are ready to observe, reflect, and persist. Recognizing the test is the first step in navigating life's subtle challenges. Not every rejection is random. Some are deliberate lessons, placed to measure patience, resilience, and awareness. The key is to observe patterns without rushing to judgment. When an opportunity falls through, or a door closes unexpectedly, pause and reflect. Is this a signal rather than a setback? Look for repetition, timing, and the feelings stirred by the experience. Often, the universe presents similar lessons multiple times, each encounter a quiet assessment of growth. Recognizing these moments allows you to respond consciously instead of reacting impulsively. It shifts perception from being a victim of circumstance to an active participant in your own development. The more you identify these hidden tests, the better prepared you are to engage with them thoughtfully, setting the stage for mastery over future challenges. Emotional mastery is essential when navigating rejection. Feelings of disappointment, frustration, or self-doubt are natural, yet they need not dictate behavior. Begin by observing emotions without judgment, acknowledging them as signals rather than verdicts. Breathing techniques, mindfulness, and reflective pauses help calm the mind, preventing impulsive reactions that can worsen the impact of rejection. Emotional control allows you to think clearly, respond with strategy, and preserve confidence even in difficult moments. Over time, mastering emotions transforms rejection from a source of pain into a guide for growth. The calmer you remain in the face of disappointment, the more effectively you can discern lessons, make better decisions, and maintain focus on the long-term path that rejection is quietly helping you navigate. Rejection journaling is a practical tool that deepens understanding of life's lessons. Writing down experiences, feelings, and reflections allows patterns to emerge over time. Each entry can include what was lost, what was learned, and what opportunities the experience may have revealed. This habit transforms emotional turbulence into actionable insight, creating a tangible record of growth and progress. Looking back at past entries reveals subtle lessons that were invisible in the moment, reinforcing resilience and providing clarity for future challenges. Journaling turns rejection into a constructive dialogue with oneself, allowing you to track evolution, celebrate small insights, and cultivate a mindset attuned to life's hidden curriculum. Reframing failures is a continuation of the mindset shift. A no is not a verdict on your worth. It is information, a tool designed to help you adjust, refine, and improve. By consciously interpreting rejection as feedback rather than punishment, you reduce the emotional weight it carries. Each setback becomes an opportunity to experiment, learn, and strengthen strategy. This perspective shifts attention from loss to growth, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. Life's tests are rarely about immediate success. They are about equipping you to act with greater skill and clarity when the right opportunity finally appears. The reframing process allows patience, reflection, and resilience to guide the response, rather than fear or frustration. Building support systems strengthens the ability to navigate these tests. Mentors, peers, and allies provide perspective, encouragement, and guidance during moments of uncertainty. Conversations with those who have faced similar challenges can illuminate paths you may not see alone. Support systems also reinforce emotional resilience, reminding you that rejection is shared by all who strive for growth. By surrounding yourself with thoughtful, insightful individuals, you create a network that validates effort over outcome, process over immediate success, and wisdom over approval. These connections act as stabilizers, helping you remain grounded when life's tests intensify and preparing you to face challenges with confidence. The power of small wins cannot be overstated. Incremental progress reinforces resilience and creates momentum that sustains effort over time. Celebrating minor achievements, even when larger goals remain distant, nurtures patience, persistence, and self-belief. Each small success confirms that effort is meaningful, teaching the mind to trust in process rather than instant validation. Over time, these accumulated victories transform perception, making challenges less daunting and setbacks less threatening. The pattern of consistent, measured progress demonstrates that mastery is achieved through steady, deliberate action, and that rejection is only a temporary pause in the rhythm of growth. Self-validation is another cornerstone of navigating life's tests. Relying solely on external approval makes each rejection feel heavier, each no more consequential. By cultivating internal validation, you create a stable foundation of confidence, independent of outcomes. Techniques include affirming effort and integrity, reflecting on personal growth, and acknowledging intrinsic worth. Self-validation reduces vulnerability to external disappointment and reinforces the mindset necessary to interpret rejection as feedback rather than judgment. The ability to validate oneself quietly yet firmly is what differentiates those who stumble under setbacks from those who use them as catalysts for evolution. A simple story illustrates these principles. A young professional applied repeatedly for a dream position, facing rejection after rejection. Instead of retreating, they journaled each experience, sought advice from mentors, celebrated incremental skills gained, and reframed failures as guidance. Eventually, the opportunity arrived, and the individual stepped into it with greater confidence, skill, and clarity than ever imagined. The prior setbacks, rather than holding them back, had prepared them to succeed at a level far beyond the initial goal. Keeping a long-term vision helps maintain perspective. Life is a series of interconnected tests, each rejection and delay contributing to cumulative growth. Viewing experiences as part of a larger trajectory reduces anxiety and fosters patience, reminding you that setbacks are temporary and meaningful progress is measured over time. This vision allows challenges to be approached strategically, with curiosity and composure, rather than panic or resentment. Understanding the long-term arc encourages trust in the process and in the lessons embedded in every refusal or obstacle encountered. Pause and reflect. Consider the techniques, habits, and perspectives you are cultivating. Each moment of rejection becomes a classroom, each setback a lesson, and each reflection an opportunity to strengthen resilience. The journey of mastering these tests is ongoing, quietly preparing you for the ultimate challenges ahead. What lies beyond these lessons is a deeper understanding of life's hidden system, waiting to reveal the principles of lasting success, insight, and purpose to those who have cultivated patience, awareness, and steadfastness. The hidden rewards of enduring rejection are subtle, yet profound. Those who persevere through repeated setbacks discover qualities in themselves that are invisible to the casual observer. Resilience, patience, and clarity of purpose emerge like quiet treasures, cultivated only through challenge. Opportunities begin to align not because luck favors them, but because their response to adversity has honed judgment, discernment, and focus. The lessons embedded in rejection allow insight into human behavior, timing, and personal priorities. Each no becomes a filter, revealing what truly matters and what is worth pursuing. In this way, rejection is not an obstacle but a sculptor, shaping the mind and character into a form capable of seizing opportunities with wisdom and courage. Those who notice these rewards feel a quiet advantage, knowing they are prepared for challenges that others would crumble under. Repeated tests forge a resilient identity. Every refusal, delay, and detour is a subtle exercise in self-definition. Over time, the individual learns to trust judgment, embrace discomfort, and act with confidence despite uncertainty. This resilience is not visible as outward strength alone. It is the quiet assurance that worth and purpose do not depend on external approval. Those who endure rejection repeatedly develop a core sense of self, anchored in experience, reflection, and persistence. Decisions become guided by insight rather than impulse, and setbacks are approached with calm analysis rather than panic. In this way, resilience becomes a personal compass, directing action and maintaining clarity even when circumstances are unpredictable. Rejection can serve as a compass, pointing toward opportunities that align with true strengths and values. Each closed door eliminates options that may have distracted from meaningful growth. The setbacks themselves carry subtle guidance, revealing areas for development and refining intuition about timing, people, and circumstances. By observing patterns and responding thoughtfully, you learn to navigate towards situations that are genuinely suited to your trajectory. The compass of rejection works quietly, often unnoticed, but those who cultivate awareness begin to see that the obstacles themselves map a course toward fulfillment, making each refusal less a loss and more a directional signal. Perspective is the lens through which rejection either diminishes or elevates us. The same event can leave one person demoralized and another empowered. It is mindset, more than circumstance, that determines how lessons are absorbed and applied. Those who see setbacks as feedback rather than judgment harness the experience for growth. They maintain curiosity, reflection, and patience, transforming what could have been a source of frustration into a source of strength. Perspective allows emotional control, strategic action, and clarity of purpose, making it the differentiator between those who stumble repeatedly and those who steadily move toward mastery. Integration of lessons transforms experience into wisdom. Each encounter with rejection contributes a piece of understanding, a subtle refinement of judgment, patience, and self-awareness. Reflecting on patterns, extracting meaning, and consciously applying insights ensures that setbacks do not repeat unnecessarily. Integration allows the mind to convert temporary disappointment into long-term advantage. The process is cumulative. Experiences build upon each other, shaping decisions, enhancing emotional intelligence, and fostering a quiet confidence that prepares the individual for increasingly complex challenges. A young musician, after years of rejection from auditions, recording labels, and performance opportunities, began to notice patterns in feedback. Each refusal highlighted areas for improvement, pushed refinement of skills, and encouraged exploration of unique styles. After a decade of persistence, a single breakthrough performance captured attention worldwide. The journey, marked by repeated setbacks, had prepared the musician to seize success fully, with maturity, skill, and perspective that would not have existed without the years of quiet rejection. This narrative shows that perseverance, reflection, and patient growth convert obstacles into stepping stones for extraordinary achievement. Daily practices reinforce this enduring strength. Small rituals, reflective journaling, gratitude for progress, mindful observation of emotional reactions, and deliberate focus on effort over outcome, cement resilience and clarity. These habits maintain awareness, cultivate patience, and strengthen self-trust, ensuring that each rejection is absorbed as a lesson rather than a wound. Over time, these practices become automatic, embedding wisdom and calm response into the rhythm of daily life. Belonging to the different tribe brings subtle confidence. Those who perceive the patterns, endure challenges with patience, and extract lessons from rejection occupy a rare perspective. They understand life's hidden curriculum in a way most overlook, and this awareness fosters quiet strength, humility, and foresight. Recognizing this uniqueness reinforces resilience and purpose. Finally, reflection completes the journey. Looking back, you realize that every obstacle, refusal, and delay was a teacher in disguise. Each experience contributed to the person you have become, leaving a calm assurance that challenges can be navigated, lessons can be integrated, and growth is inevitable when approached thoughtfully. Take a moment to contemplate this quietly. Consider the rejections you have faced, the lessons gleaned, and the hidden strengths cultivated. Recognize that each challenge is part of a broader system designed to prepare you for mastery, insight, and fulfillment over time.